So we help companies find developers, designers, lawyers, accountants on a freelance basis throughout the country and globally as well.
How many freelancers are we talking, active freelancers?
So last year, 375,000 freelancers earned money on Upwork, and they worked with 475,000 clients.
What does that mean for you? How much of a cut do you get for every one of those link-ups?
So we operate a marketplace. So like many marketplaces, we are what is called a take rate business. So we take a cut of the transactions, and typically we take about 14 to 15%.
Wow. How do you keep those freelancers on your platform instead of having the companies and the freelancers, once they have that connection, kind of going around you?
Yeah, I would say that we do the same things that other marketplaces do, which is essentially you monetize where you create value. We create a lot of value when people meet each other, so the fee at the beginning of the relationship is higher, and then it slides down over time. A lot of the business on Upwork is actually highly recurring. Freelancers who've been working with the same clients on and off for many, many years. And over time, obviously, it makes a lot of sense for us to reduce the fee.
So why go public now?
We think the market is ready for us, and we're ready for the market. We've been preparing for this for many, many years. And there's a big shift happening in the workforce today. The baby boomers are retiring. They were much less likely to be freelancers. The millennials are now the largest generation in the workforce. Almost half of millennials do some amount of freelancing today. And what's been new and is driving growth in our enterprise segment today is that the millennials are no longer young like they used to be. The oldest millennials are 38 years old. And so they are now in situations of decision-making authority. They have real budgets, and for them, what we do makes a ton of sense.
Okay, tough question for you, and it's a question that comes in part from what you've heard with Amazon raising their wages in the past day, and what's happening with wages. There's an argument to be made that services like Upwork have actually kept wages down, and you go online and you hear these horror stories from freelancers who say that because, by the way, a lot of them U.S. Folks might be competing against developers in India or in these other places. All of a sudden, the wages across the board come down. And because of the kind of work, unlike an Uber driver where you're getting from one place to the other, it's very specific how long it's going to take and what's going to happen. Some of these people talk about how they end up spending days on end for $20 writing up pages that they have to then re-edit and edit and edit. How do you fix that problem?
Yeah, so actually we've really carefully designed the business model of this company so that we make more money when freelancers make more money. So it is absolutely in our best interest to make sure that people are as busy as they're willing to be and that they earn as much per hour as what they're willing to do. Right? So to give you an example of something we've done, last year we've launched a US-only website where US freelancers are only competing against other US-based freelancers, and that means that they can have rates that are compatible with what they would expect to get in the US.
And does that change the dynamic for the buyer then? So the buyer has to go onto that version of the site though?
So buyers get to choose. Generally a marketplace is either constrained by the number of buyers or constrained by the number of suppliers. In our case, it's pretty amazing to be a freelancer on Upwork. You've got the freedom, you've got the flexibility, you get access to jobs that you would never see in your local job market, and you get paid a lot more. Over 10,000 people apply to join Upwork every single day. I wish we had jobs for 10,000 new people every day. We don't. And so we spend a lot of our time figuring out how we convince more businesses to use Upwork.
Do you screen every individual, or how does it work?
Yes, I mean, it's basically an apply to join type of process. 98% of the people who apply today will not be admitted into the platform. So it's more selective than Stanford or MIT. The 2% of people, so the 200 or so people that will get a job today for the first time, they will get the jobs that the established freelancers don't really want to take. And so it's basically kind of a trial period. And if you do well, progressively, you get rated by the clients every single time at the end of every job. The jobs tend to be pretty small. And then progressively, you graduate to what we call top-rated freelancers, who essentially get first dibs at every job, and they're the people who typically it's their sole source of income. They're making a lot of money. The highest paid freelancer on Upwork, by the way, last year made $2.5 million. So this is a place where if you're incredibly good, you can make a lot more money than in the traditional.